Joining me now, former California GOP chair Jessica Patterson and Fox News contributor Leslie Marshall. Great to have you both here on set with us this Saturday. Let me come to you first, Jessica. I'm assuming you think that Proposition 50 should not pass. California should not be redrawing this map.
Well, obviously, California has had a long history of citizens redrawing their districts. And what we're seeing here is a partisan gerrymander. We've seen that California voters know that when we give the power to politicians in Sacramento, they fail us. Whether it is our streets being safe, our children getting a good education, the affordability crisis here, California Democrats in Sacramento have failed us. And California voters have made it very clear they want the citizens to have this power, not politicians.
Leslie, Governor Newsom would say we've seen other states do it, Republican states doing it, continuing to do it. We're just evening the playing field. Is that a fair argument?
Yes, it is. I mean, first of all, let's look at the differences here. Let's just take Texas, who, not sound like a 6-year-old, but they started it. Well, the president calls because he sees the dire condition. The only reason this is happening, Jonathan, is because Democrats are going to take over the majority in the House in 2026. The president sees that. The writing is on the wall. He doesn't want that because the Democrats aren't going to bow to him like the Republicans have in the House, Speaker Johnson and the rest. So Texas, he makes a phone call and he goes, get me these seats. They go, yes, sir, redistrict. You see it happen in North Carolina, see it happen in Missouri. Here's the difference in California that you don't see in every Republican state. That you have the people deciding. Should the people decide? The people will decide. It's a proposition. And if that proposition passes, which polls look, I've seen polls 60% and higher, looks like they will, then the people certainly have decided. You're going to think I'm crazy. We have 9 seats. We're only looking at 5.
Right.
I say do the full Monty. And you know what? Am I in favor of all this? No. I'll be honest. I don't like the right doing it. I don't like the left doing it. But you have to do this. If you're going to have a red Republican conservative takeover of our federal government, Democrats can't just remain silent.
And Jessica, that is the argument that you hear from Democrats here in California, that this is a response to something that Republicans did in Texas, are doing in other states like Indiana. So why shouldn't it be fair game for California to do it? How can you as Republicans criticize them for doing what you're doing, in other words?
Well, let's be clear on where this started. Texas is required to redraw their lines because they are in violation of the Voting Rights Act and the 14th Amendment, which was brought to our attention by the Biden Department of Justice. And that's why it's happening in Texas. Also, in Texas, the right to redraw those district lines resides within their legislature. In California, it does not. Our legislators should not be redrawing these districts, and that's why this has to go to a ballot initiative. And it's not even a typical ballot initiative where the voters asked for this, where they had to get signatures. They just had to get 2/3 of a supermajority legislature in order to get this on a ballot for a special election. It is very different what is happening in Texas and what is happening here, which is clearly a partisan power grab.
And Leslie, we have some Democrats, though, here in California who disagree with what Governor Gavin Newsom has proposed, including Arnold. Here he is.
If I would be a Democrat, I would say outperform Trump. Don't out-cheat Trump, but outperform Trump. And the politicians say this is temporary. Remember, the longest program is a government program that is temporary.
I absolutely affirm and support redistricting. In fact, this initiative also does just that, national redistricting. Not going into these fights that have national implications state by state with one arm tied behind my back.
What say you to that, Leslie?
Did you say Arnold Schwarzenegger was a Democrat?
Yeah, I know. I misspoke. I'm going to go home, bring back Kayleigh McEnany, who at least knows what she's talking about. Sorry.
Okay. Look, I'm sorry because I like, Arnold's with his, pet, mini donkeys, and, I've grown to like him. But when he was governor of the state, he failed miserably. So I don't mean to be rude, but why should I listen to a failed, former governor of California, Republican, as to what, a Democratic governor should do in a state where the majority of the people of California, so say the polling, and we'll see after the ballot initiative is voted on. Look, I hear what he's saying, but I'm really surprised he's standing by his party because Arnold has dual citizenship. He's Austrian. He's also foreign born. in his party doesn't really want him to be in politics if he continues down that path of having dual citizenship, you know, and really don't like, you know, foreign-born people being politicians in their party. So I'm very surprised he's sticking up for this. But look, there's even people in my party, if you want to say he's a Democrat, not sure these days, John Fetterman, you know, Senator Fetterman in Pennsylvania is saying that. You know, there are always going to be pockets on both sides that say, not a good idea.
I got to go one word. Prop 50 pass or fail Tuesday?
Oh, pass.
Fail.
Okay, we shall see. Thank you, Jessica Patterson and Leslie Marshall. Great to have you both here in studio with